Greetings, groovy people! This is the Blue Dragon welcoming you to my channel, and this Wednesday's video, The Unknown Shimiko. For those of you just joining in, Shimiko is from Dark Horse, and Dark Horse is a free webcomic I work on. It is manga inspired, it's fantasy, post-apocalyptic, magical peoples, girls, boys, all in between, anyone. I haven't mentioned that for a while. I figured I should probably do that every now and then. What is she talking about? Why am I here? How did I get here? Anyway, the links are all in the description, and if you're down there at the links, you can hit the thumbs up button if you want, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. If you want, I would appreciate it. Yeah, the quality of this video leaves something to be desired. I was visiting family on Sunday, but I ended up being detained much longer than I had anticipated. I was supposed to be back on Monday. That didn't happen, so I knew that I didn't want to rush this, so I ended up building like this tower of boxes and books to balance my phone on, and that's why the video looks like crap. But still, thanks Mom for letting me steal all your stuff and build that tower and basically just take over the kitchen table. It's fine, because we were just sitting there and chatting it up, while I drew and recorded. It was actually kind of fun. It was kind of fun to actually be talking to someone while I was drawing. Usually I'm by myself, so that was kind of cool. Spoiler warning for anyone who is reading the revamp or has not made it up to the current chapter in Dark Horse over on Comic Fury. This whole video is about a character who has not yet been unveiled in the revamp. I'm not really going to give much spoilers away, but if it's something that you think is going to be a spoiler for you, if it's something you don't want to hear about, you don't want to see any of the characters until you read them, then iCard right here. Go binge watch some of my other videos, please, and thank you. Otherwise, keep on watching. Thank you. Yay! Okay, so this is a hard character for me to discuss because I have to dance around a lot about her to avoid spoilers, because it's all in my head. I know what's gonna happen, and I gotta be careful about what the heck I'm saying so that I don't just, let something slip that shouldn't. So I'm following my notes very carefully here. Normally, you can't see her ears. I'll pop up an image of what she normally looks like. This is an old copy of, it's the copy of the Act 5 cover, but that is going to be updated to match the rest of my branding. That's just what's up there right now on Comic Fury. Shimiko is a character who's meant to be rather Word of Wednesday, nebulous. Ooh, I love that word. I can't reveal too much about her, but as indicated by the pointy ear that I am showing in this drawing, which normally nobody gets to see, she is obviously of the Fae folk. More specifically, she is, to her knowledge, the last of her demon tribe. Now that's D-A-E-M-O-N, not the biblical demon, the fairy race demon. And they existed in a mysterious missing land, which shall remain nameless for now, somewhere near present-day India, around the Sri Lanka area. I think Sri Lanka is its own country, but it's right off the coast of India. It's not too far away from India. So that's where she's from. That's a little bit about her that doesn't really spoil too much. She is much older than she presents herself. When she reveals herself to Kana, Ren, and Odysseus, they think she's 12 years old, but she is not at all. To our knowledge, she's the first to have her powers awaken. She also has the potential to be the most powerful, as she lays claim to the Obsidian Lotus, and as such that grants her the power of time and space. Oh, I should have said a space and time because of that here. iCard, absolutely unrelated, not related at all, but I love this 10 Years After album. Anyway, nothing to do with what the video is, but that's what popped into my mind. But she also has the touch of death with her right hand. And she does wear gloves on both hands. She has to wear it on her right hand to prevent her from accidentally touching somebody, but she wears it on the other one as kind of an element of surprise. Otherwise it'd be weird. Why is she wearing one glove? She's not Michael Jackson. She doesn't even know who Michael Jackson is. Why would she wear a glove? So she wears gloves on both hands. Okay, so those got up. Sorry, I'm digressing really bad here. Those caught up on Comic Fury will have seen some of which she's capable of. She can create, or at least she can access intra-dimensional spaces. Maybe she's not the one creating it, but she at least can access it. She can teleport, but there is a limit to how far she can travel with that teleportation. She can't just go all over creation. And it's not like, I feel like Nightcrawler does a thing where if he's been there, he can teleport there again. Or maybe that was Ryoko from Tenchi Muyo. Oh, maybe Nightcrawler has to see where he's going. Yeah. Anyway, it's not like that for her. She can go anywhere as long as it's within a certain set amount of feet. So, yeah, so she can't just start on one end of the world and magically make it over. I mean, she might be able to magically, but not using her power. She'd have to use something else. She can also travel through time. In the comic, those of you who are caught up, you saw that she was able to drop Rin and Kana off at the mall just in time to not get in trouble, but in enough time to make her mom, Rin's mom, at least freak out. Who the heck is Rena hanging out with? Besides Kana, these people are weird. Anyway, we don't know her purpose other than to prevent others from time travel, assigned by unknown entity. We also know that she has a lot of knowledge about the Crystal Lotus, or at least more knowledge than anybody else about it. And we do know that upon seeing that Rena also has a Crystal Lotus, she knows that it's her duty to fight alongside the other people bearing the Crystal Lotus. And then we also know that she is very much against the release of the Dark Horse. She has a little bit of lore or knowledge about what the Dark Horse is, and she shares that with Rin and Kana and Odysseus. But other than that, we don't really know who's tasked her with anything. We don't know who's been talking to her. And she herself admits that she hasn't had an opportunity to talk with the powers that be for a very long time. We also don't know where she's been all this time. She hasn't mentioned that to anyone. We don't know what she's been doing. What has she been doing? Where has she been? All the while Keisuma's rising to power. But yeah, so there's a lot we don't know about her that I'm not going to talk about. I gotta talk about something, you know, in this video. I gotta mention something about her and maybe raise some questions that I think are important to ask about this character. We do know that whatever this entity or whoever these people or these things are that talk to her, we do know that they tasked her with following some very strict rules, particularly regarding time travel and the ask no questions, anyone who time travels, off them if you can. That was something that she was directly ordered to do, and she just kind of follows it blindly. So Shimiko, she's spent a lot of time in solitude. We'll find out what she's been doing later on, but she really isn't, or she hasn't been socialized for a very long time. Her culture was very different from, obviously, 1999, you know, US culture. So she's a little bit socially awkward. She hasn't seen anyone for a long time, plus she's talking to people who are not of her culture, so she's just kind of bossy. I think she's not, you know, I mean, she's doing okay. She's doing okay for how long she's been away from people, but, I mean, she is a bit, you know, she's got a bit of a turgid sense of self-importance, probably rightfully so, considering how powerful she is, but I will be making it clear that she's not impervious to emotions. She, you know, she might come off as very rigid and uncaring and, you know, kind of callous, but she really does care about the future, and she really takes her duties and her position and her powers very seriously, which you'd have to if you had the powers that she has, because she's pretty strong. So maybe, you know, perhaps she's a touch too serious, but at least she's able to rein this group of teenagers in a little bit, because, you know, somebody needs to be in charge of the situation. They're all kind of airheaded, even Odysseus to a degree, although I would say he's more mature than the other two. But yeah, I mean, the other two, you know, the teenagers, they've thus far pretty much lived a sheltered life, so they really have no idea how bad things are going to get in the future. So it's probably a good thing that someone's being an adult in this situation, even though she doesn't look like an adult. Yeah. Also, she's the only one who, aside from, obviously, Odysseus and the rebellion, obviously, she's been trying to find out more about Keisuma, knowledge that's kind of hard to come across, but she's been gathering information herself, and that's going to be something that they need if they're going to defeat her and prevent the release of the Dark Horse. That's all for this video. Question of the week: which ability would you prefer? Time travel, teleportation, or access to infinite space, like the TARDIS or something like that? Or one of your own choosing? Comment below, please. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it as always. If you like the video, like it, sub, do the bell thing, all that cool stuff. Peace and love. Fare you well, and keep on trucking.